happening though. We heard the panel. The only thing that makes them doubt Shopify Rebellion right now is the Magnus pick, which again hasn't been the most successful. So I'm keen to see whether or not Saberlight can make it work. On the other hand, the team fight potential of just having RP plus boat is pretty cool. So you also have this really funky play of X Mark and Blink in for Saberlight. So there's always a safety net there to run these fights. Still, now it's going for a cheeky smoke.
It could be a very early team fight to break out. They should have the onslaught to set up here. Crit, gonna break the smoke. They will spot him out. Scatterblast will be there. Moo actually went for the level 1 trample, so he can't move in. And Crit, yeah, he tells him. What the hell was that? How are you gonna catch him anyway? They didn't have Avalanche. They didn't have Cookie.
Nah.
They didn't have Onslaught. I mean, it was... I suppose they were just really hoping someone was super out of position.
Yeah, and now that kind of makes that Cliff Ward pretty obvious as well. So Shopify,
Whoops.
they're going to be happy. You know, tips out to Crit for the voice line and for just blocking that smoke play. So very pleased with themselves here.
Well, we'll just wait out these bounty runes here. Lelis can take a bit of harassment, but will eventually back off. Meanwhile, looks like there is a bit of a chase here from Fly onto Moo, but he does sneak a little bounty away. So that was a 3-for-1 trade. No, it was a 2-for-2 trade anyway. Arteezy was able to pick one up. Moo, can he get out? I mean, again, he doesn't have Onslaught. Fly's going to cut him off with the Battery Assault. He should be okay to survive. He's just going to cop a fair bit of damage here from Fly. And Arteezy's still chasing, but eventually he's going to be just fine. And while we do have a chance, we do have a video with Husky this time around, and we ended up asking him what his comfort hero pick is. So let's hear from Husky.
For me personally, my comfort pick has always been Chen. I don't think he's particularly great right now. I think he can work in a very specific way. But in the past, he was like super flexible, so you could just kind of pick him and you can play him in multiple styles. But right now, he's super niche, so just hard to pick him. But he's my favorite hero.
Well, fun fact, John, but back when I was actually young and my hand still worked, I used to be a Chen player back in the day.
Oh, what does that mean, Mike? Was it good? How would we have? Do we have any evidence that this bears any meaning?
I won a few games. My micro was good.
Yeah, now Chen is really fun, actually, way back in the day. He had a little bit more presence. We did hear Husky, it's not that great. And this lane for Husky and Yamsen is also not shaping up to be great. Every time Shopify Rebellion sees that Treant, they just pick up an extra quelling on Crit. Like, quelling on Rubik. Doesn't sound amazing, but you cut the tree line, and Husky doesn't have presence. And if that Treant can't come in and right-click in the first 3 levels, then the Saberlight's not going to be zoned out. He gets to farm. And the Yamsen doesn't have anyone to connect with a slow to play with the LSA and harass out, play with a range. So this is what we always see. You see the Treant, you just quell up and just get more space out.
Yamsen, top lane, skewered back as well with the lift up. Yamsen's going to try and fight back against Crit, try and secure that first blood, but he does need to back a Saberlight. Continues to pump out the harassment. So Yamsen's going to be able to survive, but so will Crit. First blood yet to be drawn. How's that middle lane going? I mean, you've got the Tiny against the Kunkka matchup. You'd imagine it should be favored towards Arbet, and at least for now in terms of CS it is. Meanwhile, bottom, Moo just clearing out the creep wave. Fly's going to go for a Battery Assault, but I don't know how much damage Arteezy can really pump out with him. He will be fine to back off. Both teams already, just during the laning stage, trying to get aggressive, trying to secure that first blood bonus. Neither side finding it yet.
Yeah, it's not quite lining up. By level 3 timings, it should be able to. I think both teams are just very disciplined with their positioning. They know how far they can kind of push these lanes out. So you don't want to take these massive risks early on. But
Fly.
level 3 gives you a lot more.
They've got a lot of damage on Fly now. He's running, but first blood will go the way of Moo. Just getting too close while the trample was up, and they had plenty of follow-up this time around.
I did not expect that overextension. Good punishment out from Nouns. They're going to be very happy. Moo's lane is going fantastically well, not being slowed down too badly despite all the harassment onto him. And even with this is one way to kind of make that lane with Snapfire work. Just don't even go for the onslaught. You just depend on the cookie, play around with trample and uproar, get the damage out to follow through from that stun, and you can clean up. They are still giving Arteezy a fairly good lane to farm up though, so as long as it's Fly dying and not Artur, I think you're pretty happy in Shopify Rebellion. That farm is still scaling up.
Certainly so. A top lane, bit of aggression here from Saberlight, just being annoying with the shockwave. Very nice combos. In fact, hold that thought, because bottom lane, look at this. Arteezy's in big trouble. Fly forced to cogs to make sure Arteezy can get away. Again, this is without the onslaught being up. Gets that extra point in onslaught, then you could be in pretty big trouble here on Arteezy. Fly, he's been left alone. Lelis does have Cookie up in just a moment. He will pop it. Cogs is going to make it a little bit more challenging for Mu to finish off the kill, so Lelis, he will get to work and does find the kill. Meanwhile, Arteezy trying to trade with Mu, but can't really do so. He just doesn't have the damage yet on the Prophet.
I mean, you're really durable on Mu. You have enough armor, you've got the Ring of Health up, you can dive fairly deep, and you can't quite melt him on Arteezy unless Fly somehow manages to isolate fairly well, but then it's always a risk of being run down. We heard a panel, I mean, Clockwork is a bit of a natural counter to Primal Beast, but with how they're playing on nouns, it doesn't feel like that. And Fly can't, I mean, he can block off with a power cogs, but follow through from then just doesn't come out.
Gunna's really struggling that mid lane. Like, he's got great CS, but just the amount of harassment he has to take from these Tidebringer hits, not very fun. Meanwhile, top lane, Yamsun on a pretty big run. The chase is going though. They'll have Shockwave in just a moment. Living Armor helping just a little bit. Raindrops will save for now, but they have the Fade Bolt. So Yamsun is going to drop, and again, that lift into skewer combo, it's just so hard to go against, even as this laner.
And this is a really tough time for Yamsun. Bottom CS across all the cores right now. Just going back to how rough even the level 1, level 2 was, just with the tree line constantly cut. And Crit is still keeping that tree line cut. He's just ensuring Husky can't make some space, make some place to allow Yamsun to build up.
What are these voice lines? UD Vessel one, they've got some good ones. Abed's an enjoyer, apparently.
Yeah, I mean, it's always nice to see Abed pick up some old C voice lines. He still has friends there in UDV, I'm sure.
Very
old
good.
friends going all the way back. So he's still in touch with his C pride.
Very, very good to see. Mid lane, bit of action breaking out. Gunna trying to be a pain. Arvet still keeping up in CS very effectively, both at 28 CS at the moment. Again, I think the main concern right now, if you are Nouns, is just that top lane where, again, this lane is not having a good time. Gunna gonna run into Fly. Fly will go for a battery assault into the cogs. Cookie is gonna save for now. He does pick up the double damage as well. Boat will not connect. Arteezy's gonna show up. Gunna, how do you get out of this one? They're just blocking every single way he can go. He'll go towards the south. Avalanche out. Gunna, he's still running. Have they not caught him? They have not. Gunna is perfectly fine. A man of persistence, he will walk away from that disastrous scenario. And Shopify, they cannot punish.
Yeah, that's a big steal on the DD. Abed could have made a lot of plays off the back of it. So just well-timed Avatos kind of messes up that entire combination coming out from Abed. And just buy some space, forcing the rotations onto mid, giving some room out for Yamsun, some room for Mu to try and get their lanes going themselves. It's still looking good overall for Shopify though, but have to be a bit careful on Nouns, and still not going to be able to get that jump onto Husky just yet. But for Shopify, I mean, even with that missed kill, Abed's still up ahead in CS. Saberlight's just having the freest game of his life. He's going for the blink first. So he does want to kind of jump in, and again, going back to our odds. Although, wait, Gunner's getting jumped here.
He certainly is. Gunna. Well, actually, he's the one jumping Fly right now. Avalanche will be there to hold him down. Fly, nowhere to go but down, will drop. In comes Arteezy, but Husky, he's also around the area. They'll try onto Abed. Cookie will be right on target, but a very nice sprout from Arteezy. He blocks the pathing, so they could not follow up. And that'll allow Abed to get out of there just fine.
Yeah, just again, more time being expended here by Shopify Rebellion, and now it's just responding well in the early game. It's still been rough in the lanes, but going back to our odds, it has been favoring Shopify Rebellion. I believe our starting odds were 4.37 up to 1.17. Have they shifted at all?
1.4 to 2.85. In fact, hold that thought now, because bottom lane, Arteezy, he's a massive target, and Moo's got the hand up. Arteezy will drop once again. But I think I appreciate the odds here from esportsbet.io because it is a lot closer, and I think that is fairly accurate because now it's currently 1 to 4. Keep in mind, Shopify is still the favorites going into this matchup, but it does seem like it is much more even.
Yeah, it certainly is. Nouns have just got a stronger lane for Mu. And we talked about it earlier in the last series where it does feel like the off lane set that tempo for both teams. With his start for Mu, he can get a lot done. They are rotating onto him though.
They want to try and punish the Primal Beast, but there is help incoming. Abed, he got the X off, but that's about it. In fact, no, he didn't even get that. Abed's gone. He just got blown up by Mu.
That was a optimistic run in with a haste. Not preemptively setting the X to try and cancel off the pulverize while it's happening. They couldn't really connect with crit and fly in the right moment. And they still have that TP point. And Gunner's more than willing to just show up, get some punishment going, and just start to build up. This Tiny is set to have a really good time into the blink. And once you've got that going, I mean, you can just set up for your team. You can play around with Moo, with how durable he is. Although,
they're moving on to Husky. The Train Protector now being targeted. He's pretty tanky, but not quite tanky enough for the Tidebringer hit. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Arteezy barely able to get away. Fly instead tanking the gank here. So they will start pushing in that bottom tier 1 tower. It's like Moo will rotate into the mid lane to make sure that is remaining defended. And speaking of Moo, he's going right for the kill here on Tarbet. He had Pulverize up, but he knows crit was around the corner. His crit was under vision, so he won't bother wasting the ulti. And of course, you've always got to be careful of giving that ulti back the way of the Rubik if you're not too careful. As Moo, Battery Assault going to be very annoying for him. X-Torrent back will be there, and they've got the Cox to set up as well. Moo still just waiting out. Can't really onslaught away. They'll even commit
so
the RP
tanky
for this, but can he get out? Moo, he's going to try, but the skewer is there. Moo is still running, but surely has nowhere to go, eventually dropping to crit. But my goodness, he is a tanky boy.
he's got the Vanguard, he's got level 3 living armor on him. It takes so much investment to kill him off. You don't quite have that magical burst here coming out from Shopify Rebellion, so the physical early output, it takes a long time to melt him, and they eventually find him. That's room to kind of push in this mid, but their pushing pace isn't the quickest. At the least, they have the siege creep up, so they can apply some good pressure. And that living armor is slowing it down by a massive factor and just buying so much time for Nouns to play elsewhere.
Uh-oh, Yamsun got spotted there by crit. They are wrapping around Arbit. He'd love the kill on the Lena. Back to the tier 1 tower, Yamsun goes, and that should keep him safe at least for now. And in fact, he just TP's right out. He does not want to borrow this. They'll leave Husky up top to try and defend that tier 1 and just slow the push down. It's very annoying to try and push those tier 1s into a Train Protector, of course. Shopify, they are kind of desperate to get that top tier 1 down to open up the map a little bit here for Arteezy. Arbit, obviously much more confident playing frontline as the Kunkka. Just a much tankier kind of hero to play with, and well, Nouns will rotate up towards that top side to see if they can force a defense here. Gunner, he has spotted crit. They won't be able to close the gap against that Rubik. Instead, he just seems more interested in the creep wave anyway. Bottom? I mean, Moo's just alone. They could try for a pick-off.
It's a bit tough without the hook shot up and running on Fly just yet. Still waiting for that 6. And they're also waiting for Saberlight to have that blink to have even more play on hand. So it's all about just waiting for these level spikes and item timings right now for Shopify Rebellion. Whereas for now, they don't need as much investment. Maybe just the blink out perhaps from Gunner, although he is going Echo Saber first. Have a little bit more presence early on with some durability and right clicks on hand. You're relying mainly on Muden to initiate, but he should be more than enough. He's almost got max out Onslaught. He's very durable. You can just follow through some more damage output, and they are smoking out here on Nouns.
Blink up on Gunner. Saberlight, he'll be a great target. They'll toss him up right into the avalanche. And with the kisses, he almost got away. Oh, just barely going down. Kisses proving to be enough magic damage to get through him. That tier 1 tower, it's going to be a bit of a slower process taking that down. As you can see, Gunner does not attack very fast. But they are going to try for this. Rotation in from crit to slow this down. Here comes Yamsun. He's the damage output you need. Question is, can Shopify really try for a defense? It's very, very challenging against that Primal Beast. They are going to glyph it up, and that might just be enough. Speaking of that Primal Beast, Moo's going to get caught here by Fly. Again, he's a very, very tanky target, but they have just completely surrounded him. Lift him back, skewer him back as well. He'll try for an onslaught, but the X-Back is there from Arbet. No getting away, but in the meantime, Arteezy's dropped.
And it's just that blink timing from Gunner. Finds that rotation up top. Manages to punish the one big farming core they want to get online. And Arteezy, he's bottom net worth right now across all the cores. Not the kind of game we saw him have in game 1. But the pressure is coming out from Nouns. Shopify, we do get to shove in mid, yeah?
It says the Dire killed Moo. We've seen this before. Look at that on the left side. The Dire killed Moo. How did that happen?
it's a beta game. You know, it's like when the Dark kills its own racks. It's a beta game. You know, it's like maybe it's sending a message. I don't know. It is what it is. Great. Good stuff.
Great stuff. Gunner. Oh, nice RP. Saberlight. That's what you want to see. Right into the hookshot from Fly. There is no surviving. There is no running. Moo's been caught out as well. X is there. Abed will drag him right back into the arms of Shopify Rebellion. And Moo, I mean, he's still tanking through it. Still trying with the uproar. But the avalanche is stolen by Crit. That'll hold him down. And that's your mid-tier 1 tower gone.
And that's what we were waiting for from Shopify. That blink up on Saberlight. They needed a way to just set up these plays outside of the hook shot. And they've got it. No, they've just got these ways to jump the backline out, prevent anything big from coming out from Nouns. And for Nouns, they're still in a bit of an awkward position where they need to get more farm up.
They've got another. Lillis caught it now, a double torrent. Gunner, he'll still get the avalanche toss, but the LSA, they end up missing the Light Striker A because of that. Fly, he might drop, but they might lose Abed as a death. In fact, now the turnaround, Crit's there. Yamson, can he survive? Cookie is out, but now the kiss is Crit. Oh, he's too good, this guy. Abed, he can't TP out.
No way.
He can. Oh, Abed. Oh, that's so sad.
That's really demoralizing. I mean, Nouns does find more for their trouble, but dropping Yamson is just not what you want to see. He is their big hyper carry. He's the big guy that needs to farm up, hit the BKB, try to go for more right click down the line, and he hasn't had to free his room.
Oh, the toss, John.
God.
The toss.
Yeah,
they could have just bursted Abed.
Nah.
Oh. To be fair, Gunner did toss first.
Yeah.
But it was like a split second.
Yeah, it's, you know, sometimes it happens. It gets chaotic, and now Shopify are looking for that smoke play.
Oh, here we go. They found Gunner. Shockwave, hook shot. Saberlight, he's got the skewer, and RP's up in 2 seconds. He's just waiting for that right moment. Gunner still going down, is going to drop. Overgrowth was committed. Who they've gone on, though? Abed, RP, they've caught Moo. In fact, they've got Yamson. They're just trapped up. The Overgrowth was out from Crit, holding them down, and now Yamson just going to drop. Oh, boy. Just gets worse. 3 down for Nouns. It might be a 4th as well. Moo is going nowhere. Triple kill for Crit. And I'm going to say it again. This man is so good on this Ruby.
Oh, he's insane. He's set up so much for his team here. They managed to dictate when to go really well as well with Crit's call. Once that blink was up in Saberlight, they've just been super active. And now it's just, I mean, they've got answers, but it's the same story from game 1. They need to be the ones aggressive. They can't be the ones getting jumped. They have to just constantly smoke. Play with his blink on Gunner. Play with his durability you have on Moo. And buy space out for Yamson. Like, they just need to get control back on the map, because once it slips, it doesn't take too long for Shopify Rebellion to just conquer the map with what they have on hand. And even Abed with his build, like just going for the Blade Mail that we've seen him do before, along with an early shard. That tidal wave with the skewer. There's so many ways to drag these heroes back, and you don't have any early BKBs yet.
Oh, here we go. Smoke broken. Gunner still trying to move forward. Moo will back off just a bit. Abed won't hesitate to throw the X out. He does have the boat if he needs it. Moo's going to continue farming this dire jungle, at least for the moment. But Shopify, they don't back. They understand how strong they are right now. Onslaught is there. Fly, he'll get caught first, but there's your boat out onto Gunner. They want to burst down that Tiny immediately. He'll toss Abed away. Avalanche up, a crit. He'll take the Avalanche for himself. A tidal wave to drag Gunner back. There's no surviving. Meanwhile, Pulverize. Moo is trying to help any way he can. It's not good enough, though. There's an Overgrowth, however. Got both supports on the side of Shopify, but really only Fly goes down, as Moo is still trying to fight on the Primal Beast. But RTZ's TP'd in, and now the RP. Saberlight, he will drop, but he sets up perfectly. Lelis, he is not making it out either. In fact, the final piece of the puzzle, they've got Husky. A double kill for RTZ, and another successful team fight for Shopify Rebellion.
Oh man, the decision making from Shopify, just Saberlight knowing he still has an RP opportunity, gets it off, ties in for his team. RTZ just comes in to clean up. The only positive for Nouns is that Yamson is farming, but you are making huge sacrifices for that build-up now on the Lina. Smoke out from Shopify is broken by Gunner, at least.
Yamsun. Oh, no. Hook shots there. Fly's got him in the cogs. He's got a cookie out. There is helping coming. It's like Shopify will now need to back out because Moo is on his way, but Saberlight's around the corner as well, not showing on the map yet. Moo on the run. Shockwave will hold him down just a little bit. Abed gonna throw the boat out, but completely whiffs everything. Not finding the target he wanted. Fly is still trying to give some information over back towards his team. Here comes the skewer. Saberlight. He's got another 2. Oh, Arteezy picks up a double. Moo's been caught out. Yamsun, he TPs away just in the nick of time. But you can't say the same for Moo. Crit will take it. Who said Magnus is bad? It was Fear, wasn't it? It was Fear.
Oh, yeah, it was Fear. He said he saw the Magnus. Is like, all right, we're going game 3, perhaps. And Saberlight, I mean, he's just showing off.
Yamsun, no.
Oh, man. Yeah, nah. Oh, boy. He just TP'd out. He thought he was safe. He thought he was safe, but they have that tier 1 to TP into. Now Gunner.
Yeah, Gunner's been caught. It's very desperate kind of plays here from now to try and keep themselves in this game number 2. X is there to hold him down. You've got a Fade Bolt as well. Crit might just take it. In fact, Arteezy securing the kill. Quotation marks there for Arteezy with the Gleipnir. No problems here. Just keep the pos one happy. We all know how it is.
Yeah, just hand it over. You know, they didn't go for that last hit. Shopify just wanted to give everything to the NP. He's building up a massive lead now, though, Mike. 11K, at least 3K up in comparison to Yamsun. Again, all the cores of Nouns have made huge sacrifices for Yamsun. And the Lina BKB is going to be a nice timing. It doesn't feel like it's going to be enough. He needs at least the 4-staff on top, probably the full Hurricane Pike to really be comfy. And that's not damage. You know, he's going to need some output because of how durable Shopify Rebellion is with the threat of that boat. It's just a lot of sustain coming out from them. They've already got the mech up in Saberlight. He's not too far off from the Guardian Greaves. They can drag these fights for a long time, and for now, it's all they really have is living armor to stall, which at this point in the game doesn't feel like it's enough.
It certainly does not. Top tier 2 tower now under siege. You kind of already pointed it out, but Arteezy's so far ahead. 4-man smoke. Nouns, again, feeling very desperate right now, I'm sure. They need something to go their way. They need a way to slow down Shopify. Shopify just hold the high ground of that dire jungle. A pretty big wraparound from Nouns, just getting in position to defend that tier 2. They should know where Shopify are, but it's just a question of how do you get in there, and how do you fight underneath the wards of Shopify. Well, they're going to see Abed first, and that'll be a fantastic start. Gunner, he'll make the jump in. Kisses are there as well. Abed still trying to tank through it. Tidal wave, boat is flown out. Abed somehow alive, somehow still running, but the Laguna does get there. They'll secure the Kunkka. That's a great start. But it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to find too much more. Though Gunner, he's moving towards them, but he doesn't have the vision. Lift is up from Crit. Hookshot is there from Fly. Holds him down on Arteezy. He'll move right in. Both mid laners gone now. Saberlight looking for more. Skewers Lelis into the backside and just takes him out. It just gets worse and worse.
It's just so costly, that kill onto Abed. They had to use Kisses, Overgrowth, and the BKB on Yamsun. It's so much commitment for one, where you have really decent AoE control for these wider team fights. Oh, no.
Yeah, the wards are perfect here from Shopify. They've just got vision across the whole map, and Arteezy will thank Crit very much for his 9th kill of the game now on the Nature's Prophet. It's so rough when you've got zero vision.
It's really tough. They just don't have this opportunity to ward up. Like Shopify Rebellion has 1 million sentries all across just to ensure Nouns won't have some counterplay here. And for Nouns, the ideal position is just to go down that bot jungle at this point, but it's always shoved in. You're playing against a Nature's Prophet. It just keeps control of the lanes, doesn't give you room to breed. And we've got to see them connect as a team. Again, that's the one big difference right now outside of individual play. It's the teamwork from Nouns and Shopify. Shopify just move together so well. They're just very disciplined. They understand what each player wants to do. They understand their timings. Now they're doing Roshan and Nouns. Again, with that lack of vision, just have no clue.
That they do not. Roshan going down very, very quickly, and I mean, hell, even if you have the vision, I don't know if they can force a fight. They're 10k behind. I mean, they might need to. Like you said, they won't even have the info available to them. That'll be Aegis the way of Arteezy once again. TP straight up towards the top lane, wants the tier 2 tower. Because they haven't even been able to take the tier 2 into the outpost yet. So much action across this game, they just haven't had the chance. And there we go, that tier 2 to fall. No problems here for Arteezy. Lelis don't show on the mid lane right now. Saberlight's waiting. The X-Pac, just in case Saberlight does not hit with the skewer. That'll allow nouns to at least know where they are.
Yeah. They at least managed to get a retreat out. The top tier 2 faults. They're trying to pressure down bot. They do have some control in the bot jungle now for nouns. But they're kind of looking to punish. It's really hard to catch out Abed. They're working on to an Ags for Gunner. Smoke out from Shopify here though.
Here we go. Everything's available. Absolutely everything.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Oh, tidal wave, it's gonna catch Moo. That's a great way to start. Hookshot to hold him down. How do nouns help Moo here? It seems like they don't. A skewer back from Saberlight. Oh, wait a minute. He's with the RP and Moo sees it. He jumps right back in. He wants a team fight now with his BKB, but can he survive through the damage? Gunner, in the meantime, he'll take a boat. The kisses, the stolen torrent as well. Oh, and it's a stolen kisses to boot. Crit. Just making it absolutely hellish. He's giving nothing over to nouns. Lift up again. Gunner's been caught. There's your torrent. Just hold him down. Arteezy, he'll lose the Aegis, but what does it matter? He'll get a reset.
Oh, no.
Here comes Abed with a double torrent. Or rather tidal wave. And Yamsun, he will die. As Husky, he will drop, and now Moo. Feeding a little bit more over. Why not? Arteezy's still hungry. Abed will take it.
Oh boy. Full team wipe going the way of Shopify Rebellion. They just dance around it. Like, yes, Saberlight whiffs an RP. It doesn't even need to land. They've just got so much control. They've got really good spells to steal. Snapfire doesn't have any way of just preventing that steal on Mortimer's kisses. So Crit just manages to find even more burst damage for the team. He's got a lot of reach with the Aether Lens and the Blink up and running. And they're just so durable. Like, just the boat buff is obnoxious for the side of nouns. They just don't have the damage output with this lineup just yet.
Yeah, there was that ward in the mid lane. It's expired now, but it just gave so much vision for Crit and Abed. And you saw the torrent from Abed into the Mortimer's kisses of Crit, and it's just too much damage. Here we go again. Saberlight, not able to land the shockwave into the skewer combo. Shopify Rebellion, looking to move high ground. A 14k advantage thus far. Bottom lane, they have found Yamsun on that laner who's trying to fight Arteezy, but he's dealing no damage. Literally no damage at the moment. He'll throw the Laguna, but it just tickles Arteezy.
He's trapped?
He's trapped. It's the old style block. Still, they have found someone on the backside, and that's going to be Abed, but he's surviving. He'll BKB up. Overgrowth will hold him down, but they don't have the damage.
Oh, no.
And now Crit, he holds him down with the Overgrowth himself. It's just such a bad team fight. There's your RP as well, catching two of them. There's no escape. Oh, nouns, they just can't catch a break. What do you do? They at least find Saberlight. Crit's on the run. Maybe Moo could find another hook shot. It's apparently off the mark there from Fly, but it's not going to matter. Moo will drop anyway. There goes Husky. Another double kill to Arteezy.
Oh boy.
I mean, you can't use any spells against this Rubik. This guy just...
No.
He's too quick.
No, there's way too many good spells, but you have to, right? Like, on Nouns end, you've just got to take that risk. Crit's just too damn good. Like, he's shown it over and over again. His Rubik is just top tier. And it feels impossible for Nouns to force that fight unless they burst down Crit first, which is also next to impossible because of Crit's positioning all the way in the back. Like, they have everyone else run forward. They have Fly cop it. They have Abed cop it. Heck, even Saberlight is more than willing to throw his body out, but Crit just stays so disciplined and always manages to set up even when everyone else is kind of dying. It doesn't matter, considering how far behind Nouns is.
Crit is 13-1-20.
Yep.
He's one kill behind Arteezy. They find Gunner. Hookshot is there from Fly. Make sure they lock him down. Still the Cogs. Not going to help out too much. Yamson's trying to fight. Gunner, they're just trying to save this Tiny at the moment, but Abed's on the chase. He'll get the tidal wave. Meanwhile, on the backside, Arteezy, he's gone a little bit too far. He's still fighting, but eventually the Nature's Prophet will drop. Nouns, however, they have lost 3 of their own heroes. Zmu gets X'd up once again. They're not allowing him to get out. Skewer in back. There's just so many ways to displace them. And Mu lifted up once again. Still trying to get out. Still trying to find something for his team. But here we go again. Just being thrown all across the map. Husky moves in as well. He's got overgrowth, but Crit's just waiting. Crit's literally just waiting for him to commit it. Kisses committed from Lelis, but guess who's taking those kisses? It'll be Crit.
Even with Arteezy down, it's just not enough. They're just too durable on the side of Shopify. They've just got way too many ways of splitting you apart, dragging back key heroes from Nouns End. 40 to 18, 21k up for Shopify. For Nouns, I mean, what's the cope here? Just Ags build up on Gunner. Maybe you hope to get like a Daedalus up somehow. Like somehow this happens.
I mean,
and you get some damage up on Yamson as well, and then you could try to hold, but
that's a lot of cope, John.
It's a lot of cope, but it's also not very strong cope. It's not quite hitting hard.
No,
here, Mike, I'm grasping a bit.
You are.
It's tough. It's tough for Nouns. They're much more reliant now on Shopify getting overconfident. But with what we've seen from Shopify is they don't tend to do that. They take every match seriously. They're gonna clear out this top.
I mean, they're gonna fight into kisses again.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. Like, you know he's got kisses. Gunner with a nice toss back onto Saberlight.
You take your small wins, you know? You take them.
I mean, was it a win? Could he not toss back towards the fountain?
Didn't have anyone behind him, actually. So.
Right. Fair enough.
He just had a, I ain't dying here.
That's fair. 1 racks down is Nouns. Again, their major hopes are kind of on the line. They need to pull off a victory in this game 2 to force to a game 3, but 23k advantage from Shopify does not really increase their odds.
In fact, what are our odds now from esportsbet.io? They were pretty even a while ago. And, you know, it was like, again, at the start of the series, like 4.37 to 1.17. When a while ago, it's a little bit closer, you know, around 2 point something. But it's been a little bit rough for Nouns, right? Like,
I have a feeling the market's closed, John.
Yeah. I mean, we expected a pretty strong match, and to be fair, Nouns are dragging these games out. They're finding openings, they're taking kills. It's just the coordination. Like, Shopify as a team just feels so much more united.
I mean, this might be their final attempt. They've sneaked up behind Shopify, and I say sneak, but Shopify running right back towards them with the smoke. Smoke will wear off on Nouns. There is no vision around this area from Shopify, so they theoretically shouldn't know. But I bet they can guess. And look at this single file. They run through the top lane. All smoked up. This is a very, very long wraparound. In the meantime, Arteezy's solo pushing this bottom wave into the T3 tower. Another smoke out from Nouns. Where are they headed, though? They scan out into their own triangle. They'll see nobody here for Nouns. Arteezy does TP his way out. Roshan is still 30 seconds from respawning. In they go. Gunner, he'll see Crit. The toss, though, it's going to toss him away. Crit is fine. He still has the kisses. He'll throw it right back the way of Nouns. Can they survive through it? Overgrowth committed. It's not doing enough, though. They got to run. It is not safe. Laguna stolen to boot. Crit's got even more to throw at them if he wants to. And he may just. Gunner's running. You've got to get out of there, sir. There's your Laguna. There's your Fade Bolt. Mu jumps back in. They just want the Rubik, but there is no killing this man. Mu is set to fall. Is it time to call it? I think it just may be.
Yeah, it's a rough one. It's, what can you say? They tried to get the jump in. They tried to get the aggression out this time around. But if you don't catch that back line, falls flat. The toss back. Gunner tosses back, and it just saves Crit, and Crit just gets to kiss out. Like, I get that maybe he didn't have any targets behind, but I mean, you just give that space out to the Rubik to get so much more value. And the high ground just melts with Arteezy focusing in Nouns.
To show you how bad this game's going, Crit is 1.5k behind Yamson and Network.
Yeah.
That's how bad this game's gone for now.
Yeah, they're pretty starved. I mean, Gunner's barely above fly right now, so it's been hard. The movement, the map control, the vision, and more.
Oh, another skewer back, Yamson. Not going to feel good about this. Taken out, I'm sure. And there he goes. Saberlight will secure the kill. They ain't calling it quite yet. They want to give it one last shot. See what Nouns can get done. 34k behind. Here comes the Torrent Storm. Arbet, who'll open the water park. Everyone getting tossed around. But Nouns, they're the ones falling. Yamson's gone. No buyback available. Overgrowth committed, but it will do nothing. That crit's got it again. They call it. They've had enough. Complete torture here for the side of Nouns in this game number 2. And Shopify, I mean, I'll be frank, John, they made it look kind of easy.
That they did, and remember they drafted in the Magnus, which has